think so. Hi, everyone. It's Joleen from Big Raven Yoga. And thank you so much for joining us tonight on our Facebook Live, where it's kind of exciting. We've got some of our technical challenges we think ironed out to some degree. So we've got an interesting couple of things to talk about this evening. The first of which is I just want to say I hope all of our moms in our community had a great Mother's Day. I know I sure did. It was fantastic. The only thing that would have made it better is if I would have been able to spend a little bit of time with my mom as well. But my brother Thomas had that covered, so that makes me feel good. But I just wanted to show you some of my Mother's Day gifts. I'll start first with, this is from Charlie, and it's a card. And all of these goodies are taped to the cover. And inside is a very, very special note, which I will cherish always. But my favorite thing about what Charlie does is he doesn't capitalize when he writes or types. And if you ask him about it, he'll say he just doesn't believe in it. Like, he's a conscientious objector to capitalizing, and it seems to suit him just fine. He's so chill and so buoyant and just a little bit weird. And so okay, that's what Charlie chooses. And then Georgie. Georgie was very busy in our art studio making all kinds of things. This was an update from a few Mother's Days ago, where she thought it would be important to update the picture of she and I in the backyard. So I liked that very much. I had a nice long conversation with Hannah on the phone, and I treasured that a whole lot. And then Georgie also back busy in our design studio, putting together this lovely piece. And then our oldest son, Jack, he was home too, and we went for a 16-mile bike ride, and we went mucking, and we had hot chocolate, and then we had chili, and it was just a great day. So I hope you were as fortunate as I to have such a beautiful day. So happy Mother's Day yesterday to my mom too. Well, a really exciting development at Big Raven Yoga. We have been invited to partner with Ragnar at their upcoming Midwest, the Great Midwest. That's going to be held this weekend in Madison. And if you're familiar with Ragnar, it's an amazing community of runners. And the relays, in this particular case, 200 miles. And you have a team of 12. And I always thought that maybe you got to, I had heard of Ragnar, of course. My friend Debbie is very organized in the organization, and she is actually employed by Ragnar, so I know a lot about it from Debbie. And then just through Facebook posts, I've seen friends post and say that they were doing Ragnar. I remember my friend Courtney posting about it, and it piqued my curiosity, but I had no idea that it was 200 miles of a predetermined course. Like, I thought maybe you got to decide who runs what. And so, like, for a nanosecond, I thought maybe, well, I could do that. Like, if you get to decide who gets to run what leg or bit. And I thought, well, okay, I could run like 4 blocks or so, and then maybe the rest of my team could, like, you know, pick up the slack, but I could maybe contribute a little bit. But no, that's not quite how it works. The legs are all predetermined, and everybody on your team gets to run a section, and they have the best time. And it's just this amazing culture, and we're so excited that we get to be a part of it. So what is Big Raven doing? We actually are the yoga partner at the Great Midwest, and we will be doing vinyasa, recovery from such a long run, you know, so yoga for the athlete. And then we'll also be doing relaxation yoga over the course of our time there. So it's a really exciting opportunity for Big Raven Yoga to be in the company of such amazing people. And since we're going to be there, we thought, might be kind of fun to design a few things specifically for Ragnar people because they have a culture all their own and they are so unique and so fun loving. And so that has been what we've been up to. So I thought it might be kind of fun to share with you some of the custom designs that we have come up with. And all I need to do to make that possible is to share my screen, and I will share them with you. If you give me 2 seconds, here it comes. I'm sharing my screen. Boop. Alrighty, so it looks a little something like this. So these are the 6 that we designed, and I'll just pull them up and show them to you one at a time. This first one is called Chase the Moon. And, that's every Ragnar race has a theme, and Chase the Moon is the theme of the Great Midwest. And so if you see the details, this runner, nighttime running is a really big thing in the community. And so this is our interpretation of honoring that really cool nighttime run. And here it is in an in-use photo where you can see some of the details. And then here is just a tighter crop to kind of show what we did in the design space using some different textures and some different elements. And so this one is called Chase the Moon. I think it turned out really, really awesome, and I'm really excited to get it in front of the Ragnar community. All right, we got a couple more. This one, so my friend Alicia shared with me one of her previous race t-shirts. And it had these words on it and some, different elements. And so we sat down and came up with our own interpretation of run, drive, sleep, and repeat. And so if you're not familiar, so the 12 people on a team, they have 2 vans. And the vans are all a part of how you move from what they call exchange points, like the runner runs, but everyone else has to, get from A to B until they do their exchange. And so sometimes they sleep in the van, sometimes they sleep outside, sometimes they sleep, maybe at a school, like a school will say, the Ragnar runners can sleep here, and then maybe they let them rent out wrestling mats or something else to sleep on. And then they get up in the morning and they do it all over again until they run 200 miles. I think the whole thing is quite extraordinary. And that's just a little bit about how it all works. And here's another image of it being put to use. Alrighty. And then here's just a little crop. Again, you can see like the textures and the fun elements. And of course, every one of them has a big raven that's been incorporated into the design. So we hope that they're able to find those ravens without a whole lot of trouble. This one, I gotta say, is probably my favorite. So we sat down with the folks at Ragnar and we just talked about, what makes you special and what's unique and what are some of the iconic elements of being involved in a Ragnar run. And so porta potties, that's a huge thing. And safety vests and sunglasses and of course toilet paper. Something that they say is 1 mile to go. And they use this language like it's 200-ish miles. Sometimes it might be 201 or 202 or 197. So it's 200-ish miles. There is at the end, at the finish line, there's a big celebration. There's a beer tent and a recovery tent and all kinds of things happening, food. Everybody gets their medals at the same time. It's a huge celebration. The medals themselves are incredibly unique. The few that I saw, they are die cut and shaped like something. Like I saw some that were shaped like a bunch of grapes, others that had other unique shapes. And then when you turn it over, there is a phrase on the back. And the team, when you put all of your medals together, it says something, which is so awesome. And then every medal is also a bottle opener. So these folks know how to have a great time while doing something incredible. And so that's represented here on their medal. And of course, they sleep outside and running shoes and lots of socks and safety flags to cross the street. Another thing that's so cool about the Ragnar Wild community is that they have a lot of cowbells, and they talk about how things need more cowbell, like Christopher Walken style, which is so awesome. If you are a child of the, late, I guess early 2000s would be when he did that skit on Saturday Night Live about needing more cowbell, one of my all-time favorites. And then, of course, here is another icon of the van and a woman in a tutu, because some teams do that: water bottles, sunshine, rain, and sleeping outside. So this is the Ragnar I Can, I Will, end of story. It's a collection of all their super cool icons, and I think it's just incredible. I really hope they like it. We had a lot of fun designing it for them, so that was super fun. All right, couple more to see. Here's another about their culture and phrases and the things that they say. This one is: the wildest experiences become the best stories. And our interpretation of their cute little van with the putt-putt on there. And of course, the logo on the side. I thought this one turned out super cute. You can see it in use there. And then another little close-up so that you can see all of those fun details. We have another one that some might say might be, here we go, a little bit more of a statement, a little bit more about the experience and some of the branded identities of the race itself and of the vision. They say that one of their phrases is that they are the ordinary doing the extraordinary, which couldn't be more true. A group of people running 200-ish miles over the course of a couple days. I think it's incredible. And how they get through this experience, relying on each other and moving from place to place, and all of the support and all the fun. Like, I just cannot wait to be there. It sounds like an incredible opportunity. So, and this one too, I thought was just a little bit more, we don't really design in any kind of gender specific lane, like we don't have our girl mats and our boy mats, or this isn't more feminine and something more masculine. That's just kind of difficult in a design space. We kind of think of it more like, how will the user interpret and appreciate the artwork? And so this one I thought might be more of a souvenir perhaps for someone, or someone who really identifies with this particular statement about it. And so I love this version. Okay, so these four, very heavily branded. They look like Ragnar pieces from a distance. But then I thought, wouldn't it be kind of cool to also give some of the designs a Big Raven yoga spin? So my team, I got to thank Carla and Bree and Gladys on this one. They took our water, wind, fire, and earth, and they recolored it in the color palette that would speak to a person doing Ragnar. And so we have these really awesome crimsons and burnt orange, still a few elements of the earth brown in the brown and the green. And I love it so much. It is so bright and vibrant and colorful. And I think that this version of this particular design looks so well in their color palette. And so we hope that they love it as much as we do. It's really, really striking. So this is that particular version of one of our favorite mats. And then we were thinking too about, how do we let a little bit more of our personality shine? And so we took our attitude of arabesque, is what this design is called. And we love her so much. She's vintage clip art mixed with contemporary doodles, mixed with a few other found elements and original hand-drawn components. But we took Ragnar and we incorporated it like we do the Big Raven, and we put it down here in the leaf. And I think it's pretty exceptional. So not quite so, brand forward and here's the logo, but something just a little bit more subtle and perhaps a little bit more rock and roll, which is kind of what I tend to choose most often. And so this is our Attitude of Arabesque that has been designed specifically for the wild folks of Ragnar. And I think it turned out really cool. You can see it here with this yogi in use, and just how vibrant the yellow is. And I just love it. I think it's so great. And here's the cropped version. So you can see how we've put Ragnar in the leaf. And, maybe someday it might be kind of fun to come back and give this another view and try, some more things with maybe our ballerina's outfit or some of the coloring. But for this particular version, I'm really pleased. You'll see that Big Raven isn't too far away from the Ragnar. We're just right up over here to the side. So we get to be a part on this journey too, which, as I've said before, is so fun. And then our last one. So I was thinking about how do we communicate peace for that person who might want to just come back to their mat after a long run and really dive into the recovery of, opening up hips, working on hamstrings and all of those muscles that have been working so hard, and what would be indulgent and comfortable and embracing. And so we came up with this version, which kind of looks like a tidal pool to me, something very peaceful, lots of elements, great colors. And then we took their expression of the ordinary doing the extraordinary and put that on the top of the mat as an intention statement, and then their logo on the bottom. And then, of course, if you see it in use, and then you see the close-up, we've got a lot of really cool texture, and the Big Raven not too far from the Ragnar. And again, we're so excited and hope that our Ragnar friends love this collection as much as we do. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of them, 8 of them. And these are live on our site right now. And like I said, we will be at Great Midwest this weekend. We will be there Thursday at Packet Pickup. We'll be there Friday facilitating some yoga. And we'll be there Saturday with a full day of yoga as well. And so we're really excited to be there. I think from like a opportunity perspective, let me just quick ask the boss a question about, is there a coupon code? There's a coupon code.
always every Monday.
Okay, there is a coupon code, and for these Ragnars, if you want one of these yourself, or if you know somebody who is a Ragnar person, I'm pretty sure they will appreciate it greatly, because this is a pretty inspired and engaged community, and they love these races. And like I said, I can't wait to be a part of it and see what it's all about. But the code is more cowbell, right?
All caps.
All caps. More cowbell. All caps. And let me just see what that means. Let me ask the boss. What does it mean, honey?
These are a more expensive mat.
They're more expensive mat. Yep.
So for this week only, it is $30 off.
What? Oh my gosh.
Which actually brings it down to our regular price, but it's only for this week.
Oh, okay.
After this week, after next Sunday, it goes back to its $137 premier special collection price.
Wow. Okay. So today would be a good day, or this week, it sounds like would be a good time to go over to Big Raven and use this code of more cowbell.
I should have gone with Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good code too. Yeah, he said that would have been a good code, but I think it's hard to spell Walken. Like that could go a couple of different ways. But anyway, I'm pretty sure the code is only good on the Ragnars. And so it would be more cowbell, and it'll be there on Big Raven Yoga for the rest of the week. And if you happen to be in Madison or Racine, where the race starts, please come and say hello. Big Raven Yoga will be right there, and it would be such a kick to see our friends. So please come and say hello. And then my only other announcement is tomorrow we have a new offering, I guess you would call it. We're doing something new again. And tomorrow we're going to tell you more about it and how it's going to work here on Facebook. It's going to be pretty cool, and I'm excited about it. We're going to be talking about things more in a yoga specific space. And, we love to talk about our designs and the work we're doing, of course, but, we also want to provide value to folks who have an interest in yoga. And yoga has lots of different limbs and branches. It's not just the poses. There's lots of other things to talk about. And so we're going to start that tomorrow. We're going to kick that off tomorrow, and I can't wait to tell you more about it. So thank you so much for joining Darren and I. It's right there. Boop, 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 boop. Live from our kitchen. And thank you for indulging me and listening to our exciting announcement about what we're doing with Ragnar. We're so excited. So more to come on that. And thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next time.